All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
Hi, I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker of Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable on 94.3 FM The Talker. I am here with my co-host, husband, fellow realtor, Pat Devaney.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you today?
Very good. How are you?
Very good.
All right. We're with Scott Frazier, owner of Infinite Interiors, for the third week in a row. Thank you.
Hello, and so happy to be back with you guys.
We're thrilled to have you. Thank you so much. We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we talk real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many excellent realtors who've been listing, selling, and appraising real estate for 50-plus years.
You haven't been selling real estate for 50 years.
No.
No, you're like 30 years old.
My dad
I was going to say, she
Yeah.
can't be doing that at 27.
No way.
I was going to say 29, but I love 27.
27.
27 is so much better than 29.
Okay, well, during the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you're at jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab and take a look at the weather conditions at Dunmore Corners.
View our listings, search CMLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly jruddy.com. That's jruddy.com, where we also have all the popular podcast apps that we feature our program on. And remember, we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram. Okay, Scott Frazier, Infinite Interiors.
Yes,
You ready for Christmas?
I certainly am.
It's here.
It's here. It's
All right.
here. Let's do it.
From an interior decorator's standpoint, you decorate, I see some of your posts,
Yeah.
beautifully,
Thank you.
right, for your
Thank
home.
goodness.
Well,
Otherwise, I'd be living in my car.
But you
That
know,
would be bad.
At the holidays, though,
Yeah.
you really do a wonderful job of
Oh, thank you.
decorating the
Yeah,
home.
I enjoy it.
Right, the outside and the inside.
Yeah, both.
All right.
I enjoy it.
So you have a relatively large home.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? Do you compromise space? Do you if you have a tree, do you take things away?
Yeah, I think the important thing for me, and I think really for anybody, is the most important thing is to, when you're decorating for Christmas, you're once again, you're creating a look, aren't you? That's what you're doing. You're creating a look. So I do take things out of my house. I'll put them in the basement or in another room, or so that I can make space for the things that we're going to bring in for the holidays. And after the holidays, I'll put the house back together. Otherwise, everything is just piled on top of everything else, and you end up with clutter. You don't end up with with this beautiful look. You don't end up with a Hallmark house, and that's kind of, I think, where everybody shoots for, is to have something of that caliber.
Mm-hmm.
So the rule is if you put something out, you got to take something away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to take something away. You have to make space for that.
Well, I was walking through an event recently.
Okay.
And I saw this adorable table. I love tables.
Yes.
And
I've heard that about you.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was decorated.
It's all over Greenridge.
It was beautiful. Is it the news?
It's the news.
It's the news. So it was charming, and it was so cute. And it wasn't a lot of money, which, I like to save money.
Well, that should be appealing to your husband.
Right.
great,
When
yeah.
I purchase things, I remind him about how much I saved.
him.
Yes.
That's right.
Right. I
Yeah.
cannot impress that point
so
enough.
funny.
Okay.
Me too, but I have to say that my husband always tells me that he can't afford how much I save him.
That's a good one.
Does it? Yeah,
I
that's
love it. Well, anyway, this table was decorated for Christmas. It had a Santa on it and, all this
Yes.
stuff. And it was just so cute and darling, and I loved it. And I stopped and I was admiring it.
And
My husband was literally...
did somebody blow out your candle?
Oh,
Is that
yes,
what happened?
over my shoulder saying, "This is a relapse. Where are you going to put that? Where would you put that?"
She has a problem with tables.
Well, yeah.
I would take a table away and put that one in its place for the holidays.
Okay.
That's
Well-
what I would do with it.
Well, thank God the event is over. We don't have to cross that bridge.
Yeah, but can we find the vendor?
No, we
Is it a
cannot.
possibility?
They're gone. I think they were from Ukraine or something. They're gone.
Oh, they were Austria?
Yeah,
They're gone back to Austria with their table.
Yeah. Well, all right. So that's the trick.
Yes.
Take it away, put it away, bring it
Because
back.
then you end up with really a well-executed look for the holidays and not just holiday garb thrown on top of your everyday things.
You know,
Yeah.
you're talking about the importance of this. My sister's selling a house that they have actually in a beach community down in the city, and they had the stager come in, and they took away a lot. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
took these beautiful pictures, and I was like, Eileen, I never remember the house looking this good.
Yeah.
You know, because you could see the inlays and the
Yes.
floor, and they really, and that's really what you do. You're staging the house for everyday living, though.
Yeah, you're staging the house for everyday living. And you don't want to cover everything, especially if you have beautiful architectural features like that, like inlaid floors and beautiful buildings.
Show them. Don't cover them.
Cover them.
Why would you
Right.
cover them?
Right. That rolls back to the importance of negative space.
All right. So there's things though, people area rugs. So
Oh yeah.
there's mistakes to be made there.
The biggest mistake I see, too small.
Yes.
It is the biggest mistake.
Rather than too large?
Yes.
Which-
Always.
Okay.
Everybody
so
buys them too small.
tell me the correct way with area rugs then. If you have a room.
You should really have the perimeter of your room. You want to show like 1 to 2 feet of flooring around the perimeter of that rug. You know, your furniture placement everything should be on the rug.
So people-
not fully, like at least half or 3/4 of, let's say, your sofa should be on your rug.
So what people are doing then is just making it in the center of the
Right.
room
And I
and putting
always
the
tell them-
furniture around it?
Yes. And it shouldn't be that way. 'Cause
Too
I always
small.
tell my clients, think of it as a belt. And if it's too small, like, you pull it in tight, it literally pulls the walls and visually it makes the room look smaller.
Smaller.
Yes.
Right.
And if the rug is correct in scale and proportion to that space, it's spread out and it pushes the walls back out where they're
so your
supposed to
eyes,
be.
okay. So
Yes.
it makes it,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. You
So-
said negative space. It goes back to negative space. What is that again?
Negative space is spaces that you want to address or intentionally leave alone. So that way the pieces in the room.
We
that-
don't have negative space.
All right.
Because
I'll swear
I
to that.
feel like it would be negative. I like to use every inch of my
Well,
space.
thank God we have a big house and there's
Yeah.
some negative space.
So the importance of that is to really let the pieces that are beautiful and that you invested in shine. You know, you want to see that beautiful piece of artwork that you purchased, or if you did go ahead and have a custom-made leather sofa, like, it really lets the beautiful pieces shine and creates a look rather than just this clamoring and clutter of everything everywhere.
Well, we don't have clutter. I mean, that's
Yeah.
something I can't. That causes me tremendous anxiety. I don't
you
have.
do have negative space though.
So you brought up negative space because last night I was looking in my bedroom and every wall has a painting, a picture. It's usually of a faraway space, so that when I look at that, like Greece or
St. Martin.
and St. Martin.
Einen.
And so I have, but there's always it's a landscape.
Okay.
So of usually an island of some sort. So I was looking and I was like, wow, I really cluttered up my walls.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that last night.
Yeah.
What can I eliminate? So
Then-
funny you should say this.
Here's what you could do with me not seeing the exact wall,
You did the
but
headboard.
just visualizing. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, that's right. My goodness.
You designed it.
Many moons ago.
Yes.
Yeah,
But it's
many
still
moons
there, and I think
Good.
it's beautiful. It was the best thing we did in that.
I would
room.
take those pieces that you have of, all those places you've traveled and things, take one off of a wall and go over to the other wall and stack them. Put one above the other. Then leave the other wall empty.
Okay.
That's how I would do that.
All right.
That way you get to keep them. They're also going to make more sense because you're going to have this feeling of like cohesion.
Okay.
And almost like a layered look because it's going to be one on top of the other. That's the way to do that.
All
That
right.
way it's executed well.
All right, let's go back to rugs, area rugs.
Let's go back to rugs.
So the big mistake is people go too small.
Too small.
All right. What's going on in the world of area rugs? Are they traditional rectangle, squares, rounds, or are there different shapes now popping up everywhere?
There are different shapes, and a lot of the different shapes you can do through customization. You can go somewhere like Giant or something, and they'll literally cut it to whatever shape.
So what kind of shapes are in? What do they do?
I think some of them, which I like, is a stacking look. So they might put down a really monochromatic colored area rug with a slight design with, very colors that are very close to each other. But then they might take a hair on hide rug and throw it down on
Over it?
over it, but over it and offset, so over it and like a quarter of the rug is covered by the other rug, which I'm a real big fan of.
Tripping hazard?
No.
Okay.
Jackie, tripping hazard?
I know. I'm a practical person.
yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
because I don't.
No, I've done it several times. I've never had anyone
No?
have a tripping
All
hazard.
right.
Piece of the rug on top of the other rug?
Yeah, absolutely. Which, by the way, has been done for centuries.
Yeah.
Centuries.
I always thought they had
You
to be
look back
separate.
in old castles in England.
You never want them touching
and
each other.
Ireland, some of those are stacked like there's 8 rugs. So yeah, it's not a new concept. It's just a new execution of an old idea.
So instead of covering it, you set it off.
You set it off, and you'll cover like a quarter or a little more than a quarter of the larger
Interesting.
rug. Yeah,
All right. Okay.
creates a great look.
Lighting. What's going on?
Super important, right?
Right. So I'm reading that in now the trend for 2023 are the wall lights. That's where.
Oh yeah, because who doesn't love a beautiful wall sconce that washes that wall with a beautiful light? Yeah, it's a beautiful backdrop. It's great for artwork, right? I mean, it's great for creating a mood in a space. It's really important for creating a mood in a space. The volume and level of that light is going to create that feeling, whatever feeling it is you're after. And then you want to always have light at 3 points. And I think people miss this a lot because these days, especially in new construction or in renovation, they tend to pop ceiling lights, those little top hat lights, all over the place.
Yes, and that's it.
And they stay there.
And that's it.
And that's why the rooms don't look warm or appealing or like a magazine, because it's not lit well.
Dull.
Yeah, well, it needs to be at 3 different levels in the space. It needs to be up at the ceiling, it needs to be down around an eye level, and then it needs to drop again one more time. So we're talking ceiling light, floor lamp, table lamp. There's 3 heights there, and that way you correctly light the entire space.
Trending in tabletop lamps are what?
Trending and new and broadening is cordless. So it's battery powered. And I know nobody likes to change batteries, but now, thank goodness, we have them that last a long time. But the great solution about that is if you're putting it on a sofa table behind a sofa, you don't have to go, I don't have a floor outlet. Or I've got to run it under my rug now, and I have 3 extension cords put together to get it over to the wall outlet. So it solves that problem.
All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Now, let's talk about, there's a lot of people in recent past that purchased a home that wanted the open concept.
Oh, let's dig into this one because I think this is a meaty topic.
All right. In or out?
It's phasing. It's definitely phasing out. And I think it needs to be rethought. I don't think it needs to leave, but I think it needs to be rethought because it was a bit too open. If somebody's in the kitchen, somebody can't watch a movie over in the living room area because it's all open to each other.
Do you think the pandemic had something to do with this?
Sure did.
We
all got back in our houses
I think
again.
it revealed all the weaknesses of these.
So
See, but the open concept is open, so it seems bigger.
Well,
it feels
private
big.
space became so much more important in the
Yes.
pandemic, didn't it?
Right.
Because you sacrificed.
Well, we're all home doing different things.
Right.
Yeah,
Somebody's
exactly.
zooming, somebody's studying,
Somebody's
somebody wants
working,
to watch a TV.
somebody's cooking. Right.
Right. Well, I don't want to.
It's a big deal.
Right. Cooking.
So do you think we're back to the regular?
No, again, I think it's going to be a fusion of what was done before, which was very separate spaces, and then not a big open space. Maybe it will just be like a kitchen with a larger island, which bigger islands are.
They're in. They're the rage.
They're getting bigger and bigger.
Bigger is better.
They're gonna get.
Bigger's better.
They're gonna be the entire kitchen.
Yeah.
No, but they're so useful. It's
So useful and multi-purpose. You can throw another sink in there. You can put your cooktop in there. It really kind of opens your hands as far as design and the way that kitchen is going to be set up.
storage underneath
And the
the
function,
game.
storage.
But a lot of kitchens now these days just don't have one sink.
Oh yeah,
They have multiple.
They have multiple sinks. Which, if you have multiple sinks, you'll never go back. You can't go back to one sink anymore.
Well, there's just time. So how big is our kitchen?
Why?
Yes, I want to because I want to make a point.
We're looking at you, Pat.
28 by 16.
All right. There is this one corner by the kitchen sink.
Might be 14. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
And there's the kitchen sink, and then so that's where the counter changes, right? Direction goes there, and then this little corner. The three of us that live in that house, at least once a day, wind up in that one area. And I say, the next kitchen I have is going to have another sink.
Yes, because that's what happens. Yeah. Everybody ends up kind of shoved in that work triangle for some odd reason. That's why the Big Island is such a great thing to put another sink in, to put a cooktop. Even if you already have a range with a cooktop, because you have a second alternative and somebody can move, right? Then somebody can work in different areas and you don't bottleneck in that spot. I know what you're saying because it happens in my house too.
Oh, we don't have to worry about Jackie ever crowding me at the stove. Okay, at the sink maybe, but not at the stove.
Yeah, the sink, yes.
The sink,
The
yeah.
sink.
That's that corner.
But the stove is mine.
All right.
No,
Is it
yeah.
Pat?
She's heard about it.
Have you heard about it?
Yeah,
she's like, I think I keep sweaters in there.
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
keep them warm.
Yeah, keep them nice and warm.
Yeah. Okay, Scott Frazier, owner of Infinite Interiors. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
You can reach me at 570-933-0495 or through my email, which is scottfrazier1219 at gmail.com.
So you're independent, but you also...
I'm independent, and I also work with Linda Morgan, who owns Linda Morgan Interiors in Taylor. And Linda and I work together and collaborate on projects.
Right. So you guys are actually at a point, good for you, bad for consumers looking to update their homes, but you are about 6 months out?
Probably in that window, yeah.
Right.
4 to 6.
So if somebody can wait,
Yeah.
but...
That would be great.
Right. But so, and then you're having supply chain issues.
Sure we are, because everyone is. Everyone's
is.
having supply chain issues.
So, but what you said on the first show is you're getting a lot of stuff.
We do try to weed that out, and the way that we are trying to manage that issue is whatever we are looking at for a client, whether we're shopping online or whether we're shopping in person, our first question is, what's in stock? What can we get that is not a 6-month wait? And that right there will guide us so we won't look at other product. We'll start to work in those parameters so that we can achieve the project on a faster timeline.
So a lot of what you're purchasing is made in the U.S.
Yes, for that reason, because we're not struggling with that, with the logistics of having it come from overseas.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
the trend is leaning that way.
Excellent. We always favor products made in the
Yes,
U.S.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Just for those reasons, we like to.
Yep.
We like to.
And then even better, local if we can.
Yes.
Yeah, local
Even
if
better.
we can. Even better.
Okay. It's time for a quick break. We'll be back in a little bit with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Don't go anywhere. When considering to sell or buy a home, why choose Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate? Let me tell you why. 70% of home buyers settle for the first agent they meet, and many regret it. 90% of home sellers hire an agent, but was it the right choice? Don't have agent remorse. I'm Jackie Ruddy, and I've been in and around the real estate business for most of my life. And at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, we've been selling real estate for half a century. But we do not do it halfway. You deserve better than average. Average doesn't help you. We know it's all about you and what you need. Century 21 is the #1 in brand awareness, is the most recognized name in real estate, and is the most respected in the industry. In this market, if you dream big, you need to move fast. So it makes perfect sense to contact Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, 570-344-6724, and visit jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com. Welcome back to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, Phil, realtor.
And we're back.
With Scott Frazier, owner of Infinite Interiors.
We are back. Hello, Jackie. And
Hello. Lots of good topics today.
so many.
Right. So, speaking of kitchens, which you did
Speaking of,
several times, and we were
Yeah.
talking about kitchens, and the things that are happening in the kitchen, and the islands are getting bigger, and it's here to stay.
Yeah.
What else would you say if someone was doing an update in their kitchen? First show, you mentioned maybe, the greens are in the cabinets.
Greens are in.
You can get that, a custom ordered cabinet in that color if they wanted to go with a wood cabinet. What else would be a look to achieve that would be in style?
In style, I would lean into there are some different materials for countertops. So let's say you have a beautiful granite or quartz on your back counter, right, that's up against the wall where your cabinetry is. Maybe on the island you do a big butcher block, or maybe you have it wrapped in stainless steel, or you do a concrete. So mixing those elements.
What about epoxy? Is that something that's up and coming?
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, someone
Not a fan.
mentioned that.
I don't think it has longevity.
No.
And I don't think it, honestly,
What about durability?
it doesn't look great.
No, it
but
doesn't.
it doesn't look good.
No.
I
Okay.
can't promote it if it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm definitely.
I don't know anything about
I'm
it.
definitely form over function. That's just the way
Right.
my brain works. But no, I've never seen one executed that I thought, boy, that's good looking.
What about retro? In or out?
Oh, in, and it's in, and it's growing. All the retro things that are out there now, especially, and I think I feel confident in knowing that it's growing, and it's why I say it, because I'm seeing it in the more expensive pieces in a kitchen. I'm seeing it in major appliances, ranges and refrigerators and things. They look but they don't look like they're from the 50s. They look like they're from a century ago. I know that, for instance, there's a French company, La Cornue, that's doing them. And the whole piece is stainless, but yet the trim and the knobs are all brass. But they're single-handled like a faucet. So that's a throwback to centuries old, but, it's retro.
So
the look
it's
is exceptional. It really is. The look is exceptional. It's beautiful and timeless. You're not going to change those kitchens because you're never going to have to.
Wonderful. All right. So last week we were ending the show with talking about ceiling detailing.
Yes.
All right. We never got into wall detailing.
Yeah.
Ceiling detailing. You're seeing wallpaper back on
Oh,
ceilings?
wallpaper is a big deal. Starting to go back on ceilings.
All right.
And I know people seem to get nervous when I bring
I'm
up the
very,
word wallpaper.
very
I'm nervous
nervous.
listening to it. Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing. And you can instantly create a look and change a look in a room with it. It's an instantaneous change.
What kind? I
In
can't
a smaller
even
room, not
imagine.
in a bigger room. right?
Everything.
Everywhere? Any
No,
room?
everywhere.
Patterns?
Oh, go big or go home. Patterned. Yeah. You don't have to do pattern, though, but you can. There's no reason that you can't.
So you're
putting all these
doing
elements together
wallpaper
again
to
is about creating
decorate.
a look.
It's not to cover cracks.
No, it's because it's the correct aesthetic for the space. Yeah.
all right.
For certain. And then you could bring in texture with great things like cork and grass cloth and mica. And, it's really endless.
Did I really read one of the 2023 trends, not written by you, but it says cork flooring? Really?
Oh, yeah, sure. There's cork flooring.
But it's
Absolutely.
a trend. It's an up and coming thing.
It's a trend. I question its durability.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, I question its durability.
All right.
I've seen it done on walls, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful way to treat your wall. I don't know if it has a durability for a floor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. What about wall detailing? What should we be doing there?
Well, I think, again,
Wallpaper?
Wallpaper.
All right.
And really don't dismiss it. Look at it. You're going to be incredibly surprised and really blown away about the options and about
You're
the
lucky
looks
I
that
trust
can
you
achieve.
because I am resisting this.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. Because I guide people through a lot of this stuff through the process.
Do you have therapy services?
Therapy services for design? Yeah, I do. I do. That carries a huge bill.
All right. Well, no, I'm open to it. I'm not doing any of this, but I mean, somebody out there that's looking to refresh
but I also
their
think this
space.
too, when you make that choice, know that you love it
Yes.
and that you want to keep it.
have to.
forever.
Because when people would see homes with me and they would see
Yeah.
why would they put and they're looking up, why is that wallpaper on? Am I looking at wallpaper on the ceiling? Yes, you are.
Yep.
I just say, you can paint that. And then we move to the next room.
Yeah.
That's
And you can. It's not for everybody, but it's definitely a really viable option that I think people need to look deeper into, and you're going to start to see more and more of it. For certain.
Okay. I trust you. Now, in terms of furniture, curves, are they in, they out? And are 1960s style armchairs back?
Oh, huge in every possible way. Yeah, that style is so in vogue right now. But again, you're going to see it, but you're going to see it in a 2022, 23 fashion. So there's going to be a little change to it. Like maybe the back has a more ergonomic curve to it. But you're still going to see the sleek, clean arms of a mid-century modern look.
So big and chunky is out.
Yeah, big and chunky's out.
And it's been out.
Big and chunky should never be in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It shouldn't be. It's just
Big and chunky, we'll save it for cookies.
Yeah. We'll save it for that. Because the pieces should really be elegant and they should have a beautiful line and form. And if it's big and chunky, it doesn't have any of those qualities. So it's just going to look big and chunky. It's not going to help you create a well-designed look in your space. It doesn't provide that.
All right.
It provides comfort, period. But you can achieve both. You can have style and you can have great lines and you can have comfort.
Yes, that's what I would think that people would want to achieve, everything, all of the above.
I would think so too.
Okay. All right. So getting back to windows and window treatment.
Yes. Let's go back.
All right. Contemporary curtain trim. Is that what's hot?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely out there. You're going to see a lot of different materials. Like you might have a drapery or say a cornice board, right? Which is a nice, simple treatment. But I love it because if you have a really incredible pattern that you fell in love with, cornice board is the best way to show it off because it's flat. You know, a drapery has waves. You know, the folds are going to move in and out. So you'll lose pattern. With a cornice, you get the entire pattern. But then you may see trims now that are made of tortoise shell or that are made of crystals or even I've even seen stone. Little stones that are sewn in. All different materials like that.
How about blinds and shades?
Yeah, Roman shade is king.
Yeah.
Roman shade is king.
Layer?
They have a lot of different styles. Layer if the look is appropriate. Don't layer if it's not. It's not correct for every room.
Too much.
I love a layer.
Yeah.
You know, I love a shade and I love beautiful panels, ceiling to floor, push them out. You know, you should really work trim out, not trim in. And that's a common mistake I think people make when they place a drapery.
Yes. Tell me about that.
They hang the drapery within the parameter of the windowsill, and that's a mistake. You should start at the sill and the drapery should hang about 10 inches or less on the window, and then the whole rest of the drapery should be outside of the window on the wall. And then ceiling to floor, and it will literally double the size of your window. Visually speaking, your window will look much larger than it actually is. That's the right way to hang a window treatment.
Right. But and then shades inside.
Inside.
All right.
Yeah. Most certainly. Mm-hmm. And again, with a Roman, you can do so many things and there's so many options. You could do, great patterned fabric. You can change the shape of it. You can do like a luminette from Hunter Douglas or a silhouette, which are blinds, but they're soft blinds. They're not hard. You could do a wood blind. You could do a plantation shutter. The options are just, there's so many of them.
Thank you, Scott. Scott Frazier, owner of Infinite Interiors. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
My contact number is 570-933-0495. My email is scottfrazier1219@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for 3 wonderful weeks with you. We appreciate you and your time.
Oh, and I thank you. These are always such great shows to do. I think we get a lot of important information out there to homeowners.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
Thank you. Remember to tune in next Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to listen to more of the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21, Jack Ruddy Real Estate, and 94.3 The Talker.